are back. I'm your host, Barry Waxler, here with my co-host, Andrea Kay and Urban Miaris, and we have our final guest of the day. I've been excited to interview this lady, Miss Nicole Matthews from the Henley Company.
Hello.
Welcome. So tell us first, I'm going to go a different direction.
Okay.
Why did you name it the Henley Company, since your name is not Henley?
Right. I get that question a lot, actually. So first of all, the Henley Company is an event, travel, and lifestyle management company. Mm-hmm. And when I started the business 7 years ago, when I came to name the company, I had to think about where was I happiest in life. And I had the great pleasure of working in a town called Reading, which is just outside of London, several years ago. I had created an opportunity for myself to work there. And Henley is actually a little town in London called Henley-on-Thames. It's most famous for the Henley Regatta. But for me, it was just this magical little place personally and professionally. So that's why it's called the Henley Company.
Great. Tell us a little bit about more about what you do and how you do it.
So the Henley Company, like I said, is an event management, travel coordination, and lifestyle management firm. And so we help our clients not only with full event production, so anything from social events to small and large corporate events, but we also do a lot of travel coordination and personal assistance, or lifestyle management as the industry sort of calls it nowadays. And that means that we work with busy executives and their families, helping them to really manage their lifestyle. So it could be anything from in-home entertainment, travel coordination, as I mentioned, household management, personal shopping, errand running, really whatever's on their to-do list, they delegate to us, and that allows them to have free time to do whatever they wanted to do. When I first started the Henley Company, it was really with the intention of giving people the opportunity to have recess in their life, because I don't think once you get out of elementary school you should lose the opportunity to have recess.
Right? I agree. Yes. You hear that, Boss Daddy?
So for me, it was really about creating a company that was focused on experiences and giving people time back so that they could enjoy recess, however they define that.
That's great. And I mean, you often think about this type of thing up in Hollywood, right, and Los Angeles, and knowing that we can have somebody like this down here in San Diego, this is great.
Thank you. I appreciate that. It really is a growing industry as people become more time strapped, and they see really the value of time and money. And I will quickly clear up the misconception that this is only for the rich and famous. The clients that I have the opportunity to serve and work with are, as you would say, very average, normal people who really just value their time and money, and they want to be able to do stuff that they really love to do.
Well, I'm gonna jump over a couple of topics here and get right down to your book. You've written a book called Permission: Stop Competing and Start Creating the Life That You Want to Live.
Correct.
Okay. Tell us why you wrote the book and what the book is all about.
So I wrote the book as I was having a birthday that took me into a new decade, and I'll let you guess what that decade was. But I had felt like I had really come to this perfect intersection between professional success and sort of personal challenges and personal lessons that I had learned throughout the way. And I have the great fortune of also teaching at the University of San Diego and at Mesa College in their event management programs. And every semester I'd have these students come up to me and say, I want to be just like you. It's so exciting you own your own business, or you've worked at the Olympics, or I just want to be like you. And that's very flattering and kind. But the reality is that everybody has a backstory, right? And most of us probably operate in a big place of smoke and mirrors. So everybody has had their challenges. And I didn't come flying out of the womb this successfully. I had to overcome self-esteem issues, bad relationships, financial insecurity, all the ups and downs that most people will struggle with. The difference is that I have now had the courage to say, look, it hasn't always been perfect, but yet I'm still living a really great life. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that I'm designing that life and creating the opportunities I want to have for myself. So that's really where Permission came from. It was just sort of this perfect intersection for me between personal success or professional success and personal development, and really this perfect intersection between the two of it. And the birthday kind of became the perfect place to be able to start that journey.
Yeah, interesting. It kind of reminds me, I counsel a lot of clients, mostly financially, but a lot of times I see people that are at a crossroads in life, and I say, what is it that you really love to do?
Correct.
Follow that dream. And it looks like you followed your dream.
I did. And really a big message that comes out of the book, Permission, is about leaning on others to help you get there. I tell a story in the book about 5 5 years ago when I figured out that I wanted to work in London at the London Olympics, I knew somebody who could help me make that happen. They weren't going to come knocking on my door just because I was an event planner, but I put it out to the world. I sent out an email to my sphere of influence, a couple hundred people, and said, this is my dream. And if you know of anybody who can help me make this happen, I'd be deeply appreciative of that. And luckily for me, the right person did find me, and it landed me in London for 2 months, which has now created a whole different division of my company where I do international events. Worked in Sochi this year. I was in Brazil last year. I'm off to Super Bowl here in a couple of weeks in Phoenix.
Those are some great events. Any great stories on it?
Yeah, and do you need any help at the Super Bowl?
I know. I always seem to get lots of people who would be glad to carry my bags when I'm off on those journeys. But really, that's about creating an opportunity for myself and putting out the big ask. And I think we're also, sort of self-centered in a way of not asking each other for help. For something that you might be spinning your wheels at all day long might be as simple as me going to my Rolodex in the day, right? And just saying, oh, well, call so-and-so. That's the person I know who can help you with that. But if you don't tell me what you need, I can't help you.
And people really want to help other people. People are like too shy to ask for somebody else to help. And the reality is so many, almost everybody is really about paying it forward.
Right.
I mean, I don't think I know anybody in my life personally and professionally that wouldn't be willing to help somebody else.
Exactly.
I'm looking at the front of your book, and I love something that I see here. Commit to finding my 20 seconds of courage every day.
Yes, that actually comes from a movie called We Bought a Zoo, and it's a quote out of that movie. But I tell this story in the book about when I got way over my head on a Black Diamond run when I was skiing, and although my dad was giving me immense encouragement to find my legs and get down the mountain, for some reason, the mountain beat me. And if I had only just mustered up 20 seconds of courage, I would have been down the mountain and, drinking a beer in the lodge. And instead, for 3 hours, I let the mountain really beat me to the point that ski patrol had to come and literally save me.
Oh, no.
And I think about that when, even in business, we sit in front of our phone and think, gosh, if I shouldn't call that person, or that's scary, or if that's intimidating, or whatever it might be. But if we just find that 20 seconds of courage, 20 seconds from now, your life could be completely different if you just placed that call, or you asked for help, or you put your skis facing down the mountain and really just pushed forward. And so I love that line from the movie, and I use it in the book as an example of how we all just need to find our 20 seconds of courage every day.
Well, I didn't see the movie, so I'm glad to see that here, because I think that's probably just the best piece of advice I've heard in a long time. So everybody listening out there should just ask themselves, what would I do right now if I found my 20 seconds of courage?
Yeah,
how could it change my life?
Right, exactly.
Love that.
Exactly. Thank you.
That's awesome. So you're listening to Close Up on Standing Business here on KFSD AM 1450, a Bloomberg radio station, streaming live on the web at financialnewsandtalk.com. Give us a tweet at Close Up SD, or find our page on Facebook. We want to hear from you. I'm your host, Barry Waxler, here with my co-host, Andrea Kay, and Urban Miaris. And our guest is Miss Nicole Matthews from the Henley Company.
Yeah, so, Nicole, you must have an unusual event that you've done, something that's unique or different, either a location or a type of event. Tell us one of your best stories.
Well, working in Russia for 6 weeks definitely lends itself to many unique stories. I'll give you that. But I think for me, kind of something that's really unique and different about the Henley Company is that I self-produce a lot of my own events. So I will actually act as my own client, and I will take an original concept and turn that into a revenue-generating event. So I don't have a client who says, come produce a movie premiere for me around the opening of this film. Instead, what I do is I say, there's an opportunity here. I'll reach out all through strategic partnership and create an opportunity for myself to create a revenue-generating event. So why do I need a client who's going to pay me to do that when I can be the ticket box, I can be all things and keep all of that revenue? So for me, self-producing is something that's very, very unique, and I'm lucky to do that. I'm currently working on an event right now for 50 Shades of Grey when that comes out in February. That ties in nicely with our lingerie segment.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, we might have to do something there. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm thinking of a fashion show right now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You should see what I'm seeing. It's amazing.
Interesting.
So you've already done so many amazing things. You've already given yourself the permission. You've already achieved so much. What's next?
That's a really interesting the timing of your question is really interesting because I was just literally having this conversation with my dad yesterday, and I said, I don't know what's next. What's my big challenge? Obviously, for me, it's continuing to grow the Henley Company. We've been in business now 7 years. I would like to take it into other markets, but for me personally, there's probably another book in me. I wrote this book in 6 weeks, start to finish, and so that was a really interesting journey for me to do that, a very personal journey, and then to take it and really turn it into a speaking platform is really my ultimate goal with the book, and really share that permission message with other women, particularly that it doesn't matter what has happened, you can still define the life that you want to live, and we all make choices, and it's really about defining the life that you want to live going forward. So give yourself permission to do that.
Yep. Tell our listeners, let's give our listeners permission
on
how to find your book.
Thank you. So you can find it on Amazon. So if you look for Permission by Nicole Matthews, you'll find it on Amazon and all, in both hard copy and ebook. And you can find me at the Henley Company, and that's www.thehenley, Henley, company, all spelled out, thehenleycompany.com, or on my personal website, which is NicoleMatthews.com.
Great.
Fantastic. I'm super motivated.
Oh, good.
I love it.
Well, somebody's got to get her motivated.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
I got some chocolates and a great book. I'm done.
Good.
Great.
Set.
So, any great things, any advice you want to leave our listeners with before we wrap up?
In 60 seconds or less.
In 60 seconds. 2 things. I would say, your life is yours to define and create. And so if we can help you do that professionally through the Henley Company by giving you the time to enjoy more recess in your life, we would obviously love to help you with that. And then personally, it's really about creating your own opportunities and asking people to help you and leaning on others. I think we're ready to be in a place where we're not operating as single silos, but let's come together again and really help and support each other.
Awesome.
Fabulous.
Love it.
Great. Thanks for being with us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great.
Thank you very much.
You've been listening to Close Up on San Diego Business, where we find the best and brightest business in San Diego and the many special people that work hard to make a difference in our community. If you're interested in being a guest on our show or just want to follow us, come to our website at closeupsandiego.com. You can send us a tweet at closeupsd or find us on Facebook. For Andrea, Urban, Al, and myself, until next Thursday, have a great weekend. Stay awesome, San Diego.